Hey y'all, happy Friday. It's a triple header up in this piece. How's your Friday going? How is your Friday coming along? How is your day? Is the dishwasher uno momento? Hello y'all, happy Friday. How y'all doing? Welcome in or welcome back. Might be your first time, might be your second time. You might be here for the triple header. I don't know, but I tell you what I do know. I am glad you're here. That is what I do know. Hey y'all, I'm not gonna delay getting started. Let me tell y'all why we here. I want to talk about heaven. Baby girl heaven over there on ASI channel. What is up with heaven? What is this on here? What is going on with baby girl heaven? Hey, classy lady. Welcome in. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Let's talk about heaven. Y'all see the thumbnail. I did a whole video that I told y'all. If you was on here earlier, I said I was going to drop a DV awareness video today. But, you know, that good medication had me sleeping so good. I fell asleep and I was knocked out. And I slept most of the day. I've only been up like an hour or so. What time is it? Let me look and see. Oh shit, I guess I've been up longer than that. I've been up a couple of hours. But I fell asleep. I tried to stay awake and I just couldn't. Anyway, so I didn't drop the video. But then I went over there and I caught up on some ASI content. Shicey Feisty, Heaven. Um and and while I was watching Heaven's video, I noticed more bruising. And I also noticed the hand burn. I talked about it the last time I talked about Heaven, that she has burns on her hands and then she has various bruising all over her arm. To me, I say they're like defense wounds. You know, put your hands up to protect yourself and you get hit, because that's where most of the scars are that are on her arms. And then she got the burns on her hands. And to me it looked like burns, but at this point I'm completely convinced that they are burns, because again, like, I'll give the example, if you've ever been burned by the iron. At one point in time, I was notorious for burning myself with an iron. And the way the burns go at the different healing stages, you can see it. So she was peeling like the scab, because after a few days, it starts to soften up. You know how, if you've experienced it, then you know. And then the skin be kind of loose on the scarring part, and then you just kind of peel it off or whatever. And she was peeling it on the video that dropped. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. It's like the second to last upload that's there. And I was like, yep, so those are burns. And maybe I wouldn't think too much of it if it wasn't like several like lines of burns on her hands. And then there's the scars up and down her arm. And so you can see like the bruise there, and there's different bruises too. And what I want to know is, you know, I got questions. One thing about me, y'all know, I always have questions. And my question is, why isn't the interviewer asking about that? He asked about everything else. He goes into places that he has no business going as far as questions are concerned. He all in the Kool-Aid. Now you know I gotta ask. Now you know if you do the interview, you're required to answer. Now you know if you want me to throw you this little $10, $20 chump change, then you're gonna have to answer all of my questions. But how come he has yet to ask her about the scars, the bruising, the burns on camera? You ask everything else. You want to ask about her making plays. You want to ask about the money she make. You want to ask about how many humpers are coming through in one night and how they sharing. They done got down into the details of the wrap it up, whether they sharing wrap it ups. They done went into all of that. But you ain't asked her not one time so far about those burns or those bruises. That I don't understand. I don't understand. Because if you can ask about the other things and go into places you ain't got no business going, and you shouldn't feel any kind of way about asking about that. But if you have no concern, um, if you have no concern about that, then I guess why would you ask? You know, what's the point of asking if you don't care? You know, he trying to make money, talking about the bruises and demonstrating potential DV happening activates it would. I would think that it would make him have to activate in a way that he is not interested in activating. That's my opinion. Because what other reason is it that he isn't investigating that? Like I said, if it was anything else, I'm talking about anything, he gonna ask. You know, I gotta ask. And if you want this money, you're gonna have to answer. That's always how that goes. But on this one, he just decided he gonna sit this one out. I don't know. You know, it's not making sense to me. You getting all in. Say if or for them to enter the experiment, they got to be open. They got to share, and they got to answer all of his questions. I mean, they got to get all in on their lives. And then what he told Tony and Ileana, they can't be holding back because Tony and Ileana like to hold back. They can't be holding back. They got to be open. So if you going all in to every area, then why won't you ask that girl about those scars and those bruising? That's what I want to know. Why won't he do it? It's confusing to me. I mean, I'm saying it's confusing, but I'm not really that confused. I get it. He don't want to feel like he got to do anything. And some of the people say that he don't want to go. He don't have the heart to challenge the obvious YN that's thrown completely off. The boy is completely thrown off. CJ. It ain't even gonna be no allegedly. Somebody that's been in and out of the somebody that's been in and out of the mental hospital 77 times, according to himself, is clearly throwed all the way off. And if you that throwed off, you'll do anything. So maybe the interviewer knows that, so he treads lightly with CJ, therefore CJ's girl. But that still don't have nothing to do with asking about those bruises. He could ask in some kind of way. He could even tell him, you know, or whatever. I don't know what he would say to him. He seemed like he got some sort of rapport with him, but I still know that he knows. It looks like that little YN will crash all the way out. He don't seem like he got too much to lose anyway. If the goal is for people to get their lives together and get their lives better, why not ask a young lady about her scars? When he raised the red flag too, um, well, he talked about people talking about the potential DV in the relationship or whatever, and she gave her answer like the answer you would expect, you know, and especially if she's still with him. Why would she admit to something like that? All she did was protect him. But at the end of the day, when you see scars, how could you not address it? He was doing more like damage control. And now that he did the damage control and got what he wanted out of it, he felt like he gonna leave it alone. So he doesn't have to activate. But in case he doesn't understand, let me put this snack away before I eat this. In case he doesn't understand, I feel like he has to, um no, I feel like no matter how much damage control he feel like he already did, he doesn't make himself look any better ignoring the obvious burns and scars. Even if he can't identify what's on her hand as a burn, it's still obviously some scars and some bruising there, or what, however you call it. You could call it bruises, you could call it scars, or whatever. To me, it's obviously burns. Um, but regardless of which one it is or how he sees it, I feel like he should be obligated to address it, since he addresses everything else. That's how I feel. And by him not doing so, he just looks bad. That's how I feel too. I just feel like he looks bad. He might think that he's okay, but you're not. And on top of it, it's even worse because this girl is 19 years old. And I already did a video, and I could add in what I saw today. I'm thinking, I mean, editing kind of be annoying low key anyway. I think the video I did makes the point, so I don't have to add those in, which is one of the reasons I went on and put up the screenshot that I put up. Um, because that shows that, I'm sure watchers, if you looking, you can see it. If you notice it, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might not notice it, but I don't know how you could not notice it. I don't know how you could not notice what's on her hands. Some of the bruising you may or may not have noticed. I don't know if y'all saw the different redness or whatever, because all I didn't see all of that same stuff today. Some of it wasn't there, but there was redness and there were scars and marks on her. But no worries, I got a whole DV awareness video that I'm gonna drop. I would have dropped it earlier today, but these good meds from my situation yesterday had me out of here, sleeping like a baby. You hear me? And it felt good. So I'll be dropping it probably tomorrow morning, or either later or later today. Um, yeah, one of the two. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe some whoever be dropping in his comment section ought to start pressing him and tell him, like, ask her how she got burned, ask her how where she got the bruises all up and down her arms from, and ask Heaven. The interviewer should ask her directly. Wait, let me say this again. The interviewer should ask Heaven directly if those burns on her hand and those bruises all up and down her arms came from CJ. And then the other thing he should ask her, in my opinion, he should ask her if it happened that night that all the screaming was coming out of the room, the day that he ended up going to Quita's room saying that he didn't want them to call the police. What did I say? That um he had to have done something for him to be concerned about them calling the police, because if somebody does call the police because you're arguing and there's no physical contact, I don't believe anyone will be arrested. They arrest people for hitting each other. They don't arrest people for screaming at each other. Now, I don't know if you threaten somebody a certain way, what they may or may, whether or not they'll take you. That I don't know. But nobody mentioned anything like that. He made it seem like it was just a loud argument. So if you have a loud argument and somebody calls 12 and they arrive, I don't think anybody's going to be arrested. So for him to feel like he got to flee and go sit it out somewhere else, probably for the night, means he was trying not to get taken in. And now after that happens, this girl got bruises and stuff all over. I mean, and she was screaming so loud that they can hear her throughout the damn motel, to the point that Quita heard them in her room. So yeah, something more is going on. But the interviewer, as usual, he gonna press on that spicy content. He gonna press on questions about actuality. He gonna press on, he want the details of when they coming, what time of day, what days of the week, how much it costs, how many of them came through, how many you done, what's your normal clientele. You know what I mean? Is it usually you and your friend? Is it the same friend? Is it regulars? Is it different Guys coming through. What's the best season? Oh, he laid in on the questions when it comes to that. If it's somebody's childhood trauma, like now you know, in order to get this little funky $10 or $20, you're gonna have to tell me about all your trauma, etc., etc. And we just gonna leave it like that. And they did what? Did you enjoy it? It just perverted questions. But then when you see somebody that's potentially in a DV situation, you don't want to ask this young 19-year-old girl, your daughter's peer, where can I ask you about the bruising? What's going on? Is everything okay? Do you need any help? Is it okay if he's still coming to room? What are y'all got going on? Did this come from that? All the questions I already said. No, no, no. Didn't feel the need to ask those questions. Nope. Let's just talk about the spicy stuff. And the next thing you know, what's gonna happen? It might have happened off camera. Hey, you and your girl want to do a spicy scene? He a perv, or either he seemed like the type because of his personality and he running stuff through CJ. I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't run that through CJ. Hey, he got all this information from her, so he know how much to pay when he offer them the spicy scene. Her and her girl organized through CJ, and then he gets to pay less because he gonna match whatever those guys are paying her or a little less. That's just my opinion. So I don't know. Chime in. Let me know what you think. What yeah, should he be asking these questions? Should he be pressing on that? What do you think? Because I know in a lot of situations, people mind their own business, but this is not one of those normal situations where it's just somebody and you seeing something and you like, I should mind my business. This not one of those. This is one of those. He's all up in the Kool-Aid. He has a personal connection to these folks, and he already violates with the questions that he asks. So why not go there? And this is a young girl that's lost and turned out. But he ain't trying to save nobody. He just trying to put him out there. Because I saw that there's also an interview with the 18-year-old too, part one and part two. I haven't watched that yet. But I did look at the one with Feisty. But I'm going to come back and I'm going to do that one on a separate live. I don't know if I'm about to do it right now or not, but I will be back to put my 2 cents in on that one. So until then, I'm going to catch you guys on the rebound. I'm sending the love your way, wishing you all the best, hoping that you have really having a great Friday and that you are abundantly blessed and that your cup filleth over and you are filled with peace. And with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. I want to thank y'all for y'all support. Thank you guys for the likes and the various ways that you support my channel. And I'm going to catch y'all on the rebound. I'm out of here. Peace.